in the far, far Wild West, that is Canada, the cold, the north, the wild, and the people who seem to have went backwards. What's up, Canada?
Canada is a white supremacist, colonial, racist project.
Well, hello everybody. Let me tell you a story that happened in the remote colony known as Canada. This is a story from a grandma's perspective, so let me tap into my inner grandma as I tell you this story. This story happened not too long ago, actually extremely recently, a couple of weeks, when a grandma decided to go visit her son who lives in Canada and see how her grandchildren are doing. The story I'm about to tell you happened in a remote village. I say it's remote because, it's not like a city. It's not like Montreal where synagogues are being burned every Monday and Thursday and people cannot live in peace and quiet because there are so many protests for a cause that is pretty far away and very specific cause that they all seem to care very much about, but nothing of any other conflicts that go around the world. But, it's normal. People in the city, they like parties, they like protests, they like making some noise. But no, this story happened in a remote village, which begs a question. How did this mindset get there to begin with? You see, the grandma did what grandmas do. She wanted to check where her grandson goes to school at, what's his extracurriculum, and things like that. And for some reason, when she visited his classmates, a certain question popped up. And that's amazing, this remote village, how much they are interested in politics, who would have thought? And the question was, who do you support, Palestine or Israel? Did I mention the grandma was Israeli? Well, she was. So the grandson said, listen, I'm Israeli, of course I support Israel. So the kids did what any peace-loving individuals would do, and that is to circle the child that just confessed of his support to Israel and raise their hands like so and start shouting, Hail Hitler! Hail Hitler, they shouted. Those are 12-year-olds in a remote village in Canada. How did they know that this is the appropriate reaction? Who taught them to react in such a beautiful and correct manner? Well, that part still remains a mystery, you see, since when the parents went and the grandparents went to the school and said, hey, what's up? Why did the kids react this way? That is not exactly normal. The school, for some reason, instead of telling them that is exactly how we teach our children to react.
That's your testimony today, calling for the genocide of Jews is depending upon the context. That is not bullying or harassment. This is the easiest question to answer yes, Ms. McGill. So is your testimony that you will not answer yes?
If it if the
yes
speech
or
becomes
no?
if the speech becomes conduct, it can be harassment. Yes.
Conduct meaning committing the act of genocide?
To those who support the wrong political party or the wrong country. This is the genuinely correct way and the moral way and the superior way to react is obviously to surround the lone Jewish child with a bunch of kids shouting Hail Hitler at him. They just begged them not to file any complaints because really those are just children and you cannot hold them accountable for what's happening. And I agree with that because clearly that was something that is being taught, probably, I'd suspect maybe, at that very same school. So who exactly did the school try to protect? The kids or themselves? I don't know.
Why is your government supporting Islamo-Nazis? What? Excuse me. What are you doing?
You're under arrest for assault. Why are you pushing me? You're under arrest for assault.
I hope Trump gets a good talk with the governor of Canada because this situation is really unbearable. I'm getting complaints for people who are not even Jewish that live in Montreal and say this is unbearable because they drive them crazy with their protests who are only aimed to terrorize people who live in Montreal who are not part of it, really. It's cool that you have this festival, but not everybody wants this noise, really.
And Canada is a white supremacist, colonial, racist project, as is Israel, as is the state of Israel. So I don't even consider myself to be a Canadian because this is Indigenous land and this land is occupied. So the people who are here, whether they are settlers, we firstly need to educate ourselves about what has happened on this land and what is continuously happening.
And I actually hope the parents won't hesitate to file a complaint, an official complaint, because I can't wait to hear how the school justifies their moral stance and their political agenda that they're pushing and shoving into the kids. And if you'd look for this story online, just to check me if I'm making up a story or something, well, let me tell you, it's not going to be online. This is something that I've heard from someone I know. I know the grandma. Surprise. That's why she came back from Canada. Yeah, a little bit shocked, a bit terrified, a lot terrified, because what she saw in this remote village in Canada, a place that she repeatedly said, it's just a hole in the middle of nowhere. Who taught them that? Well, this is the way it is. Well, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you later.